Hi guys, I'm JL.
I'm shy.
Today we're here to talk about love
Lust.
and loss. For me kasi I just wanted to talk more about career and adulting rather than just love because as adults naman, there's more to life than just your relationships.
Totoo.
Should be your relationship with yourself, your career, and everything around life, not just love and lust. For you ba, what age did you start working?
Age, sabihin na natin, I started working 16. I started working like 16, but yung job ko na yun was, I was just selling clothes, nag-tutor ako. And then after that, I started building my own businesses na. Nag-start ako with a vape business. Nagbenta ako ng vape over the pandemic. Tapos after that, I got into makeup. So naging hair and makeup artist ako sa Baguio. So, self-sustaining na ako at a sense na ako na lang din yung kumikilos para meron akong pera sa bulsa ko, kumbaga. Hindi na din kasi ako humingi sa parents ko. And then after that, medyo akala ko matagal ako magiging unemployed kasi after I graduated, doon nag-peak yung content creation.
This is during COVID or what year was this?
Yung content creation is COVID.
Okay.
COVID. So, syempre, bored tayo nung COVID. Wala tayong ginagawa. Puro TikTok lang. So, lahat ng platforms, pinuntahan ko para mag-post ng mga content creation stuff. And then, after that, meron kang makikita sa content creation. So, I started with that, with every side hustles na kaya kong gawin. So, sabay-sabay yan. Nag-hair and makeup gig ako. Nagbebenta ako ng clothes. I manage yung food business namin sa Baguio, and then content creation. Basta sobrang dami kong jobs noon. Napansin ko na parang baka magiging unemployed ako for a while. Kasi sabi ko, busy ako with that kind of work. And then yun, working at that young age, nasa utak ko na yung futures ko. Like, gusto ko na, kahit mag-isa ko pa lang siya ginagawa, alam kong kaya ko na. What more pa kapag I have other people to, pag may iba na akong kasama dun, basically. So, ang goal ko talaga in life is basically have a company or like, ako yung boss. Ayoko yung ako yung nasa, yung inuutos-utusan, like in a very corporate job. And lahat naman tayo hindi natin ma-expect kung saan tayo lalapag na job in the future. So, nung 16 talaga ako, I never knew na it was really hard to get a job. Akala ko lang mag-apply ka, after applying, you get a message.
You're done.
And then you're done. And then after that, medyo ang dami ko na nare-realize na mahirap pala kumuha ng trabaho. Sobrang hirap kumuha ng trabaho. Since in the Philippines, ang dami nila requirements. Experience-wise, dapat graduate ka ng ganito, dapat pleasing personality, may mga ganyan pa. So, I wanted to try na be able to start from scratch, na ako yung nagpundar sa mga sarili kong pangarap.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, alam ko na ako yung gumawa nun lahat.
You realize when you do graduate, when you do look for a job, ang dami nilang nire-require of you kahit fresh grad ka. They want to get fresh grads, pero gusto nila magna, summa, or whatever cum laude ka. Gusto nila apart from that may experience ka. Gusto nila apart from that may iba kang inaaral. All for like what? Minimum wage. So it's not really worth it, but very discouraging siya for young adults. Kasi when you're in school, you're not taught naman to find a job outside of school. You're not taught naman to get skills for sales, for this, for that. You're just taught get good grades.
Yeah.
If you get good grades,
It's
it'll be
enough,
easy for you to
yeah.
get a job. But then you realize when you do apply for a job, like they don't care about your grades.
No.
They care about what you did outside of school. They care about kung ano yung kaya mo na hindi lang fully academic. So parang very discouraging siya the moment that you get out of school. But for you ba, since you started working at 16, that's fairly young. It's younger than most people I know. What made you want to work that early?
I started working nung 16 since nasa utak ko na I can't live off my parents' money until I die. Gusto kong iparamdam sa sarili ko na kaya kong kumilos mag-isa, kaya kong mag-isip mag-isa, kaya kong gawin to mag-isa. We had financial problems before. So ayoko na maging pabigat sa parents ko. So kapag kailangan ko ng ganito, I sell this something, I do this, I do that. Nung nalaman ko na may forte ako sa pagbebenta, marketing, that's what I decided na maging course ko in the future. Doon ko na siya inalign. Mahirap siya for a kid that thinks na dapat kaya niya na yung gawin at that age.
Yeah, at 16, I don't think a lot of people know the notion of independence.
Hindi naman tayo lahat pagising, ang galing mo na magbenta, ang
Oo.
galing mo na magluto. Nung patanda na ako, na-realize ko na it's better to start early, learning the skills that you want to learn. Kasi sabi nga nila, skills, you need time to practice them. Alam mo ba dati, ang gusto ko talagang maging course, it's either flight attendant, fashion designer. Wow, di ba? Ang taas ang pangarap.
Maganda naman talaga. But the opportunities when
Yeah.
you're just a normal person, it's not super realistic.
Kaya nga sabi nila nun, I was supposed to study here in Manila for a fashion designing course. Pero, na-realize ko na yung mga nagbo-boom with that is just, alam mo yung may connections
Yeah.
na sila. Akala ko super dali nun kasi I was just looking at other people's vlogs or like mga videos nila, pictures. Tuwan-tuwa ako, ay wow, ganun pala yun. Sabi kasi nila, makakarating ka na sa New York Fashion Week after
Charlotte
mo.
Hope.
Oo, mga ganun. So parang, oh my God, mahirap pala siya thinking about it. What were you doing nung 16?
Fooling around, like asking for allowance. Di din naman kami mayaman when I was 16. But I didn't have the urgency to like sell this random shit, buy and sell this shit. So it also wasn't in my environment. I think your environment plays a big part.
Oo, totoo
In my
yun.
environment, nobody sold stuff. Nobody also had a business in my environment. Everybody else around me was rich, my classmates and all of that. So siguro that was the norm. But for me, my parents didn't have work. They weren't doing anything. I grew up with my dad having work, so it wasn't really a business. He was just having a high-paying job. So wala akong nakitang person around me that kind of hustled through different rackets. Ngayon ko lang siya nakikita na may pwede ka pala kumuha ng part-time job dito, pwede ka pala mag-internship dito, pwede ka pala mag-racket here and there without making it like your full-time job. Ngayon lang ako namulat sa reality na may ganun pala. Kasi growing up, it was like you had money or you didn't have money. You didn't have to work for it because you're a kid, but it's either your parents have money or your parents don't have money. And if you don't have money, then you wait till you graduate and then you do something. Parang yun yung mali sa akin. Hinintay ko mag-graduate pa ako or tumanda pa ako before I actually started to do stuff with my life.
Actually, nung college, may mga classmates kasi ako nung college na they were studying while working sa call center. So basically, morning school, gabi, BPO, call center. So sobrang hirap nun kasi they're doing things so differently, lalo na iniisip nila na assignments, schoolworks, everything.
Shift pa.
The shift pa ng gabi. So, nagulat ako dun sa time management nila. Sabi ko sa kanila, anong ginagawa niyo pag gutom na kayo, tutulog kayo, may tulog pa ba kayo, di ba? So, buti hindi ako nag-resort to that kasi kilala ko yung sarili ko kasi hindi ko kaya magpuyat. So, hindi ko pa masyadong inisip nun kung kaya ko mag-call center or something like that. Ganun.
Pero pag inuman, late mo umuwi.
Correct. Kasi hindi boring sa
Kasi,
inuman. Pag nasa call center ka, kung sino-sino. Sa
Uutusan
inuman
ka
din
lang.
naman, kung sino-sino kausap mo. Pero mas fun yun.
But I think it's weird. And I think dito ko nakikita yung parang difference talaga in culture. Kasi studying in DLSU, you're not really surrounded with a lot of working students. Parang 1 in every 5 or every 3 student na nagbabayad ng tuition, one of them is a scholar. But for the majority of the people that you meet, because a lot of them are privileged, parang I don't know anybody that was a working student within everybody that I've met.
Really?
Or like my entire circle, none of them were working students. Maybe some would like to help out with the family business, but that's different from a full-on job that you have to do full-time apart from school.
Like shifting talaga.
Oh, yun
what
talaga
they
yung
do.
I've never seen.
What age did you start working?
Formally working, I think mga 22. But while I was in college, I got a lot of internships. Doon ako parang bumawi. I was about to graduate. And I knew I had to find a job. For you to find a job, realistically, I knew kahit DLSU ako, ang dami kasi nagsabi na, as long as you're from the Big Four, auto-pass ka na agad. But I wasn't very sure of that. Apart from the fact that I studied in LaSalle, di naman mataas grades ko eh. Sobrang sabit ako sa cum laude. So I wasn't even cum laude. And my course was economics. It's not really big in the Philippines eh. So I knew I had to bawi in a certain sense. In LaSalle kasi, you're required to get an internship. Ito yung pinaka-thankful ako during COVID because it gave you so many opportunities for you to work at home while you were a student. Kasi hindi naman uso yung mga online internships while you were a student before eh. Before COVID, parang mag-internship ka lang kapag OJT mo na.
Yeah.
Ngayon, sobrang uso na ngayon yung mag-internship ka kahit di required.
Actually, hindi ko nga na-try
Really?
mag-isip. I had to go to an internship kasi kailangan
Required,
siya.
yeah,
Oo.
yeah.
Ngayon, Hindi ko din, sa'yo ko lang din nalaman na you can get paid internships. I
A
didn't
lot
know.
of internships don't pay, pero may
Okay.
mga big companies that also pay. So, my first job was actually in Food Panda.
Okay.
Na sobrang happy ko nun kasi allowance ko was like, what, 8,000 pesos per month?
Oh,
But
that's a
as a
lot.
student, that's a lot.
Oo.
Apart from the fact na may food allowance ka pa na 3,000.
Oh, wow.
For me, making no money, and also my family had no money then during that time, the Food Panda was like a real lifesaver for me. And then dun ko din na-realize na, oh shit, this is kind of boring, bro. Like, is this what it is? Is this what life is about? It's just a inputting eh.
Okay.
Parang very clerical work. Because that seemed quite easy for me. And I was already quite pressured to do a lot. Kasi nga gagraduate na ako, ang hirap humanap ng trabaho. I got 2 more internships at the time. So ang ginawa ko during my last year of school, or last 2 years of school, naka 3 internships ako all at once. So technically, I have 2 jobs in the morning, and then I have 1 more job at night. Kasi a company that's based in Dubai.
Okay, so night shift.
So night
na.
shift.
Oo.
So all of that while I was in school. Yun yung time for me to really prove myself. And I found it as an opportunity to do a lot kasi nga everybody's at home eh. Feel ko, this was going to be COVID was the great equalizer for me. Na whether mas matalino ka, mas mayaman ka, because COVID gave me an opportunity. I mean, like, of course, people died. But because of the horrible, but because COVID gave a platform wherein you can work kahit nasa bahay ka lang, you can work kahit wala kang experience. Minaximize ko na lang siya. So, I did that, plus that at night. Tapos, I helped out my brother with his swabbing
Okay.
business. So, literally, parang during class, I would swab people with my kuya. Siya yung mag-swab, ako yung mag-test.
Okay,
Kasi
okay.
he's a doctor, ako bawal ako.
Oo.
So ako yung magsasali ng mga solution.
Oo.
Tapos ako magsabi, positive po.
Positive po.
Sir, positive. And then,
Bearer of bad news.
so during COVID, that was like my kind of sideline with my kuya. I mean, most of the money, of course, is to him. But at least I helped.
Yeah.
Diba? So while I was in school, naka-AirPods ako. Tapos, magsaswab kuya ko. Right? So that was my main way of working. And then, apart from that, I got another internship in investment banking. Akala ko talaga, my life's work. Or I studied economics for investment banking talaga. Because in the US, that's the shit. That's how you
popular,
make money.
yeah.
So I started working in an investment bank at, I would say, 21. And then I worked there. Technically, bawal sa amin pumunta sa office. Basta I was very strict na dapat online lang kasi it was during COVID.
Okay. Understood naman.
Yeah. Pero ako, I really wanted to be as sip-sip as I can. I really wanted to be the best intern these people have ever had. Really, parang plant my roots na. So, I moved to BGC so I could be near the company.
Oh.
And it was all kind of like illegal at the time na bawal talaga to be part of the company online. Ay, physically.
Yeah.
Kasi
no
OJT, kasi
no
bawal
face-to-face
sa
talaga.
instructor namin.
Okay.
But with that investment bank kasi, I was the first person to be hired on the spot.
Okay.
So, first interview ko, and they were like, okay, you're hired. It's known to be very, very hard kasi to pass that. So, that was my first internship that felt like a real job. Kasi I was always in the office, in the morning, until like evening, until midnight.
Oh.
Parang first in, last out.
Wow.
Ang atake ng bakla.
Oh my God.
Like, I'd come in like 7 a.m.
No.
And then I'd leave the office maybe like 11 p.m. Something like that. But it was really fun for me. I really liked it. Kasi
Did you get paid with that?
my allowance was like 10,000 per month. And then my rent in BGC is like, what? So expensive. so
Yeah,
parang
yeah,
lugi-lugi ako,
yeah,
diba?
yeah.
But for me, it was really helpful for me. Because you get to surround yourself with people na out of your network talaga. It's the richest people, the people that are the best in the industry, the Ayalas, the owners of Guess, and all of that. Parang you don't meet that as a normal person.
Totoo.
Diba? So, I did that for a bit. And then, dun ko na na-realize na ang hirap pala maging adult. Because they gave me an amount as a salary.
Okay.
They gave me parang a starting salary to be offered to me if I wanted. But then I was like, fuck, man. Like, how am I gonna live off of this
Yes, yeah.
per month?
Yeah.
Parang dun ako na-hit na reality na, oh shit, like, I really have to work my way up. Yun yung first slap in the face ko na mahirap pala to be an adult kasi let's say tuition mo kada sem is 100,000.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make that
Yeah.
per month
Yeah.
as a fresh grad.
Yeah.
Ano gago, paano to? How do I do this? How did my parents do this? How do people around me afford this lifestyle? So dun yung parang first slap in the face ko na adulting is actually pretty tough. And then in that internship, I met a lot of well-connected people. I met a lot of established people. And sila yung nagbigay sa akin ng real job ko outside of investment
Okay.
banking. And then after that internship, I became an analyst. After I became an analyst for like 6 months, I became a CFO of the same company, which was a very, very big jump. And I never expected to become a CFO at 22 years old. Because, what?
Yeah, yeah.
What? Like,
It's
nobody gets
22?
that. 22. But while at the same time I was an analyst, I was also a manager at Procter & Gamble.
Okay.
So, P&G is also a big company. So, ang ginawa ko, because hindi ako kagaya mo na early nag-start, I would consider myself late nag-start.
Oo.
Parang humabol ako.
Oo.
Nag-job ako in the morning, nag-job ako at night. So, P&G in the morning. Tapos, mag-grab ako to Alabang
Para
to work at
makahabol
night.
ka.
Yeah. And then, bus ulit to BGC at the next day. So, doon ako matutulog sa mga office.
Oh, wow.
I only go home to maybe shower. But I sleep in the office. Like, I sleep in the Alabang office and then I sleep in the bus. I don't really sleep at home.
Really?
For months. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
That went on for months kasi everyday ano lang ako, Red Bull and Fit Bar.
Damn.
And then eventually, I got a
Intense.
CFO offer. Then when I became a CFO, I made that my full time. Then yeah, here I am today.
At saka napansin ko is like the difference between us with the jobs that we were taking.
Yeah.
Kasi you were getting like corporate jobs, like
Yeah.
very like high manpower, pero nasa corporate and like 9 to 5 job. Ang mga ginagawa ko nun is like literally side hustles.
Yeah.
I had a job nung pandemic as tagabantay ng bilyaran.
Okay.
So
Oh,
basically,
yeah, I remember.
yeah, tagabantay ng bilyaran. So basically, yun yung pinaka first job ko talaga na may nag-employ sa akin na may sahod ako every 15-30.
Wow.
Pero sakto lang yun ah.
May benefits ka and all that, like a real employee?
Benefits, no, wala.
Like, ano
like
lang,
literal talaga
under the
na,
table lang.
oo. Benefits is like basically, pwede ako makakain doon kasi lunch is given naman. Magluluto ka na lang, ganun. Para kasing ipagsama yung social life ko with my work. Kasi syempre, minamarket ko na din na punta kayo dito sa bilyaran, ganun. So, doon na nag-start lahat ng mga marketing something sa utak ko na every little thing is parang, uy, punta kayo dito. May ganito kaming event, may ganito kaming palaro, may discount na ganito.
Parang promoter ka na din.
Oo, parang ganun. So, parang na-realize ko din nun na mahirap siya kasi babae ako, tatrabaho ako sa bilyaran. So, basically, ang customer is lalaki. So, hindi siya safe area always. Minsan, late na ako nakaka-uwi kasi nga may mga naglalaro doon na mga hanggang gabi talaga. Kasi nga, inuman din siya ng gabi. So, basically, nag-serve ako ganyan. Pero sakto lang. I had fun nun kasi nakapag-ipon talaga ako to go to the specific trip na gusto kong puntahan. So, lahat talaga ng luho, lahat ng binigay ko sa sarili ko, lahat ng trips, tattoos, food that I got outside sa bahay is from my own money. Which is, thinking about it, super natutuwa ko kasi pinaghirapan ko yung pera na nakuha ko nung time na yun. And then after that, wala, dire-diretso na yung mga everything. When I stopped doing something, parang sabi ko, walang pera. Parang ang hirap kumilos na wala kang pera kasi nahihiya na akong humingi kay mama, nahihiya na akong wala na nga kasi akong ginagawa sa bahay. Mas okay na nagtatrabaho na lang ako para hindi sila ay, tamad naman to. Ganun.
I mean, it's much more rewarding when you travel, when you buy new things, when you eat, when you know that it came from your own money, it came from your own hard work.
Totoo.
I think the problem right now is in our 20s, when we see other people that have this car, that have these new clothes, all these expensive things, we tend to compare without realizing that maybe they got it because somebody gave it. Maybe they got it because they have rich parents. Us normal kids that have to work hard to get average things, not even designer things, that's something that I can be much more proud of than somebody that got very nice, expensive things, pero bigay lang. It was handed down to them. Because we had to work for it. We know the hardship and the time and the labor na kailangan ilaan para lang makabili ng bagong shoes, para lang mag-change ng hair color. These normal things that all these rich kids take for granted, yun yung advantage natin because we're much more grateful. Like ako, I bought new socks. Fuck yeah. Like,
Amazing.
that's from my salary.
Oo.
It may not be as lavish as other people's lifestyle, but because it's a lifestyle that you and I sustain without asking it from anybody, I think that's much more commendable compared to anybody that lives a good life but is on somebody else's tab or card.
What's the hardest thing you realized when you were an adult?
Realizing that you have to show up. Even when you're sick, even when you feel anxious. Life is very tough. Jobs are tough. Your social life may be tough. But the sad reality is, kahit ano pang pinagdadaanan mo, the next day, you still have to get up, shower, get ready, and go to work.
Oo.
Your boss will not care about how you feel. Your clients still need the things that they need from you, whether or not you're depressed
Oo.
or you're coughing your lungs out. Siguro it was a very harsh slap in the face na you have to take care of yourself on your own without relying on anybody. Lalo na if you live alone.
Yeah.
Ikaw ba?
My parents will not be there for me always. Sabihin na natin, contradicting siya sa sinabi ko kanina na hindi ako reliant sa parents ko in terms of financial. Hindi ako reliant sa kanila. But in terms of alaga, guidance, asikaso, nasanay ako na isang tawag ko lang kina mama. Kunyari, may event sa school, may nakalimutan ako. Hala, andyan na yan. Sobrang bilis ni mama. Para yung si Superman. When I started living alone, nahirapan ako kasi, kunyari may naiwan ako sa bahay, sino utusan ko yung pusa ko? Wala nang mag-aasikaso ng mga kailangan ko kung hindi ako. Dati kasi ang gagawin ko lang after working, tapos na yung mga dishes, minsan ginagawa ko. Pagkain, okay na. Laba, okay na din. Ngayon, pag uwi ko, aasikasuhin ko pa yung lahat. Hindi mo marirealize na kailangan mong alagaan yung sarili mo hanggat kailangan mo na. Like, when you're sick, sabihin na natin, di ba? Pag magkasakit ka mag-isa, sobrang hirap.
Yeah,
kasi,
dude.
di ba? Pag nagkasakit ka kasi, tapos gusto mo, lalo na ikaw yung inaalagaan pag may sakit, may pinapadala ka ng pagkain, may tagakuha ka, ganyan. Wala, pag mag-isa mo, kukuha ka pa lang ng tubig, parang sobrang sakit na ng katawan mo. So, at that time, na-realize ko talaga na, hala, ang hirap pala maging mag-isa tapos magkasakit ka.
Tapos kapag absent ka, makakaltasan ka pa.
Correct. So, ang choice mo pa is either papasok ka na lang, you go to work na may sakit unless hindi mo na talaga kaya. Pero kapag kaya mo pa, go. Pasok ka lang.
And not everybody has VL. Not everybody has a nice boss that'll be like, okay.
That's fine.
And that's fine. Like, go to rest. Because I've felt that. I've been living alone for 4 years now.
Oo.
4 years or
Wow.
something. Sakitin ako eh. So, ang daming times na nakahiga ako sa floor. Not even on my bed, bruh.
The floor.
Nakahiga ako sa floor because of so much pain. I have no water.
Oo.
I have no food. May isang time matanda ko, I was living in Alabang.
Oo.
And the only thing next to me, kasi pumunta na yung friends ko, the only thing next to me in my bed was like protein shake. And I've been like that for 3 or 4 days. Because I ran out of water. I don't have food. I can't move.
Damn.
So I literally just have protein shake for like days. But it's funny now eh. But at the moment you're like, alang hirap naman. Asan mommy ko, asan dad ko, asan whatever ko to take care of me. And I think that's what you realize when you're an adult now. Even if you have all these people around you, at the end of the day,
It's just you.
it's just you. At the end of the day, you can only rely on yourself, whether that's financially, right? Especially being a provider. It's a blessing that you're a provider, but it's also tough to know na you can't mess up. You can't slack off just because you're feeling anxious, just because you're tired, you're depressed. You can't slack off because there's so many people that are relying on you financially. And I felt that I felt that the past few days na sinasabi ko sa'yo na, hey, I feel anxious. Like, I say it as a joke,
Yeah.
but I do really
Aw.
feel like I actually cannot breathe. But when my little brother on the same day is like, hey, Bob, hey, Bob, I need to pay for my Wi-Fi later. I'm like, oh, yeah. Parang dun ako na, I got snapped back into reality
Yeah.
na, hey, I have to put my needs aside, my wants aside sometimes because there are people out there that are relying on me. So, dun ako na parang, oh, okay,
No,
stop the
no.
sadness. Like, let me put that on pause. I'll do that on a Saturday. But today, I have bills to pay, which is tough. Kasi I feel like even if you're a provider, even if you make good money, at this age, I still feel like I'm a kid. And I still feel like a lot of my youth has been stolen
Yeah.
because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to fully live that out.
Mm.
And now that I've graduated, I got a good job, I'm stable now. I'm obliged to do so much and just forget the fact that, hey, I still want to live my life. I'm still in my 20s. I still want to have fun. Sometimes we have to learn to put that aside at an early age for the sake of our family or like societal expectations, which is kind of sad. But,
You know, it is what
blessing
it
din
is.
naman. It is what it is. You
It
still
is
do
what
it.
it is.
You still do. We're lucky din naman that we're in a position to do so.
Actually, totoo yun. Natutuwa lang din ako kasi hindi ako masyadong pinipressure ng parents ko na magbigay. Because they kind of know that so far, I'm still trying na, nakikita kasi na I'm traveling, tapos I'm getting things that,
Enjoying.
enjoying basically. So, hindi pa talaga nila ako pinipressure. But at the same time, it's an internal pressure sa sarili ko because I know that I need to be saving up for something. Kahit in general na lang siya. I have to save kahit sabihin na natin for a house, for a car, for like anything. Basta may nakatabi ka kasi para hindi ka ma-zero. Kasi pag na-zero ka, basically, yan, dire-diretso, anxious ka. Kailangan mo magtrabaho, tapos magkakasakit ka. Kasi when your body starts to fail, syempre, wala ka ng laban dyan pag nagkasakit
Everything
ka
will
na.
follow.
Oo.
Mahirap when you're an adult eh. You always have to balance the things that you want and the things that you think you need. For me, for instance, I want to travel. I want to buy a new car. I want to buy all of this. But then, a part of you thinks, hey, that's not practical.
Yeah, wag muna.
Hey, you need to save, you need to invest. So there's a part of you that wants to enjoy the world and be in the moment. There's also a very, very heavy part of you that's like, paano na future ko? Magtino ka na para sa future mo. It's a constant balance. It's a constant tug and pull. Na, do I enjoy this right now? Do I travel and live in Vietnam for a month? Or do I use the money, invest it, buy a property? Do I stop renting because my rent is expensive? Do I just buy a house? But if I buy a house, then I'll be stuck in a certain place.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't move now. Blah, blah. So it's tough eh. Do I buy a car? Do I just grab?
It's a half and half kasi ayaw mo maging failure.
Especially for very high achievers. Some people think that if they stop working, they take a break, it will prevent them from achieving their dreams. They're not being productive, it's not helping them. But a lot of us really need to realize that we do need a break. We do need a breather at times. Probably not super long.
Super long. Hindi naman talaga.
But just enough for you to reset and restart. Kasi a lot of people kind of villainize resting. A lot of people villainize taking a break. But there's nothing against it. You're just refueling your body to take on more and meet new people and put yourself out there.
Sabi nga nila, kapag kasi binurn out mo yung sarili mo, it will follow. Everything will follow. Sloppy work, health, hindi ka energetic, your mind doesn't function as much. So basically, you have to give your mind a little rest para huminga kahit saglit. Kasi kapag in-overwork mo yung sarili mo, mas mahirapan ka magpahinga. Totoo yun. Sabi nila, pag dire-diretso ka nagtrabaho, tapos hindi mo nakakamit yung onting rest, but when you do rest, it feels like ang bigat. Parang ang sama kong tao. Kasi, ba't kailangan magpahinga? Pwede naman akong magtrabaho na lang. So, it's a constant of wag na lang or magpahinga ba ako or saka na sa ano na lang.
And if you keep doing this cycle of just push, work, do this, do that, don't rest, your body will give up and it will slow you down even more than you think. Parang for me, when I had the 2 jobs, I would go to BGC in the morning. Pag natapos na shift ko at 6 p.m., may work na ako sa Alabang. Ang lagi ko naisip, sleep is for the weak. I'll sleep when I die. Hindi din ako kumakain because there's no time. So it's always that Red Bull na ganito kalaki. And dalawang fit bar. You think you're happy because you get 2 incomes. You get 6 figures from these 2 incomes. And you're very, very happy with that amount. But then, it leads to a point na you get, I got UTI eh, kasi puro Red Bull lang ako eh. I got UTI. And then I think I went to the hospital or something. So same thing, my bills were just as high. So even so, right, you think you're moving forward, but if you don't let your body do its thing, it'll push you backwards even more than you think. So, wag ka mag-Red Bull every day. Twice a day. Tapos mag-Celsius pa ako, dalawa yun eh.
Oh no.
Yeah. The main reason why that happened is because of societal pressure. when you're in your 20s, societal pressure really gets to you. May kotse na to
Oo.
Kasal na to may bahay na to
Nakapag-travel na
Nakapag-travel na
sila.
to Bakit ako
Andito pa din.
andito pa rin? How can they buy all of that but
Still manage to.
manage? Yet I'm here struggling to just pay my Meralco. There's a part of you that really wants to keep pushing because you see other people doing well. Which is, for me, like a never-ending toxic cycle.
Really?
Oo, kasi ang nangyari yan is, paano kung sobrang yaman lang talaga ng family niya? Tapos ako
Oo.
hinahabol ko yun.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
ano
Oo.
laban ko doon? I think what you really need to do is, instead of comparing yourself to others, and this is what we talked about before, instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to your past.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You said that too.
If you compare yourself to others, you will never get ahead, especially if they have rich families, they have good backgrounds. But if you compare yourself to who you were before, na dati, hindi ko to afford Dati, cup noodles lang ako, or dati 2 meals lang ako per day. Dati, tricycle lang ako, ngayon, afford ko na mag-grab. Like, if you start comparing yourself to who you were before, you will feel much more accomplished and content with where you are now. Because you're going to be in a better place. You've pushed yourself from 0 to 1. But if you compare yourself being at 1 to somebody that's 100, you will never feel adequate and you'll just feel like a loser your whole life. Which is what I did before.
Oo. Ang nasa utak ko kasi always with that, yung sinasabi mo na, sobrang proud ko sa sarili ko. As in, yun yung initial thought ko always. This version of myself is not the version that I saw before. Sobrang iba kasi right now, hindi ko na pinagkakait sa sarili ko yung mga gusto ko dati. Kasi dati, gusto kong pumunta sa ganito, hindi ako makapunta. Gusto kong kumain ng ganito, hindi ko makain kasi nagbabudget ako. As of now, yung nasa utak ko is, I really deserve what I have now. Kasi knowing na pinagkakait ko talaga sa sarili ko dati yung mga simple things. Like kahit earrings, nails, hair, hindi ko magawa kasi kailangan ko siya pag-ipunan bago. Ngayon, kahit papano, pinag-iipunan ko pa naman. Pero I can do it whenever I want it, diba?
Yeah.
Also, dito ko natuwa kasi 2 of my friends mentioned this to me na they look up to me now na.
Wow.
Wow, grabe. Sino kayo dyan? And then, parehas kasi kami na very vulnerable state ng friend ko na to dati. Parehas kami lasinggera,
Wow.
inom talaga. Tapos parehas kami ng problema. Family, love, school, everything. And then after I graduated, medyo piece by piece na silang nagla-line up para sa akin. Tapos nakikita na nila yun, hindi na ako masyado umiinom, casually na lang. Little achievements ko is they see as a way for them na...
It gives them hope.
Oo, totoo. Parang sabi nila, kaya naman ni Shai, so dapat kakayanin ko din. But I don't pressure them na wag yung i-compare in a bad way yung sarili nyo sa akin. Kasi we have our own timeline. May sarili-sarili tayong timeline. Kasi yung sa akin, I got here, hindi naman siya perfect timing, pero when I needed it the most, tsaka siya dumating sa akin. Kasi sa kanila, I think they're still struggling, but I know kung ano yung mapupunta sa kanila in the future is much bigger. Feel ko.
Oo naman.
Kasi they've been struggling for like the longest possible time. I think they deserve like a very good ending na. Hindi na sila ma-worry about graduating, hindi sila mas-stress about money. Kasi ano din siya? Working student. It gives me happiness knowing that other people look up to me kasi they've seen me struggle and then now medyo okay na ako. And then I just say to them na everything will line up. Basta just keep holding on. Kasi kapag hindi talaga nila na-realize na kailangan nilang kumapit, tapos once they let go, it's just done.
Yeah.
It's over for them. Mahirap naman na kasing balikan yung setup na ginagawa ko dati, knowing na I am better off ngayon.
And it really does take time to adjust. Yeah. May sinabi ka kasi that I wanted to talk about it. Na before pinagkakait mo sarili mo. I think the good thing about being an adult now is because we have our own money and we're working, it's our time na pwede bumawi sa sarili natin. Or pwede bumawi to our younger selves. Kung ano yung hindi mo nabigay sa sarili mo, ngayon mo siya ibuo sa sarili mo.
Heal your inner child.
Ang mali ko is I validate all of my purchases because I'm healing my inner child.
Kailangan ko to kasi...
Kailangan ko to kasi nung high school, di ako binilhan ni Mami. But I mean, there's like a balance. So I'm happy now because I get to give back to my younger self. I get to finally do the things that I wanted to do when I was young. And I've spoken about this before na all of my classmates, every single break, they travel. every single break that we have,
Oo.
they always travel. If they're not in school, it's because they're traveling.
Oo.
And ako, living abroad, sobrang inggit ko na, hala, di na ako nagta-travel because my family couldn't na, di ba? What, from high school to college, everybody around me, even my ex-partners, they would always travel.
Okay.
Tapos ako naiiwan lang ako sa Philippines. So, I made it a point now, when I do have the money, when I am much more secure with myself, I will travel and I'll do it a lot because yun yung kinulang sa akin eh. Or yun yung pinagkait sa akin
Oo.
ng college. So ngayon ko na lang binibigay and at least I'm very proud na I'm giving it to myself. Hindi ko siya hinihingi. It even came to a point that I travel for a living. So, thank you, Crema Social.
Do you consider your colleagues as your friends? Do you
think if
consider me as your friend?
I think if I say no, we're gonna end this episode like right now.
This is the end. This is the last episode of Unfriends. Hindi, okay lang.
Oo naman. And I feel like that's really what you need to find in a workplace. Now, your colleagues can actually be people that you want to hang out with outside of work. Give me a high five.
Appear.
Diba? Kasi
Oo.
a lot of people go to a workplace na sobrang toxic.
Toxic.
Mag-aaway lang kayo, backstaban lang kayo.
It's literally high school all
It's a
over
race
again.
to the top. Kung sino
Yeah.
magsisip-sip sa boss.
Buti na hindi ako sumisip-sip sa'yo.
And then sinisip-sip mo. But like, I think that's where I feel very lucky. And I always tell this to my partner na I'm very lucky kasi even if we're stressed or even if we complain about the same things, we're together.
Para sa stress.
We're suffering together.
Totoo.
Because I'm always in a position of leadership. I always make it a point na I will only accept positions if I can control who the people are around me. I mean,
Okay.
at least below or
Okay.
at least next to me.
Okay, true.
I mean, hindi ko naman control ang kung sino may-ari ng kumpanya.
Oo. Totoo.
Yun ang out of me, right? But I always try my best to control the people that are with me, below me, whatever me. Para I can build an environment na walang, there's no crab mentality, which I feel like is everywhere.
It's everywhere here. Lalo na kasi if you're working in a very
Traditional.
traditional workplace and a very crowded area.
Yes.
Crowded workplace.
Yeah.
So sobrang crowded, you don't know who your real friends are. Kahit nakakasalubong, kahit nakakausap mo sila lahat. Not everybody you meet, not everybody you talk to are your friends kasi.
Yeah.
Knowing that you pour your heart out sa isang tao, they could gossip that to the next
Exactly.
person. They could use that to...
As ammo.
Yes, as ammo, or basically, papahirapan ka nila kasi they know that you're having a hard time with it. Para mas umangat sila sa'yo. And I've seen a lot of stories na ganun, lalo na sa corporate
Yeah.
talaga. Kaya, in this sense, hindi naman siya very traditional job.
I don't see the hierarchy. For
Oo.
me, it's very horizontal. I've been very, very lucky to see the difference between having colleagues that have a Western mindset and having colleagues that have a very traditional Filipino mindset. I would consider this company as a Western mindset.
Western.
Because when I've worked with Western companies and foreigners, wala silang pake if you call them sir, you call them ma'am, wala silang pake if you're straightforward. They really just want to get the job done. They want a healthy environment.
With respect,
With
you know?
respect. But it's
Oo.
not like you have to say, po, yes po, ma'am, sir.
You're basically
there's not a lot of power play eh. And then when I worked in a company that's filled with Filipinos, filled with Filipinos that have a very, very Filipino mindset and traditional mindset. Not to say that there's anything wrong with Filipinos. The fuck, I'm Filipino. But with a very, very traditional Filipino mindset na old school, kailangan tawag mo sa kanila lagi, sir. Kailangan you treat them with such prestige. You have to suck up to them. Kailangan you sugarcoat everything because they might feel offended. A lot of it is very intertwined with hierarchy. Gusto nila sila yung above. I've been guilty of that eh. Working in a Western influence company, wala akong pake sa hierarchy. Doon ako lumaki. Like, I don't really care. If you're my boss, I'll call you Bob. I'll call
Okay.
you whatever
Yeah.
your name is. I'll talk to you as if we're the same. Unless, of course, if may utos ka, then I'll actually do it.
Yeah.
Right? But like,
Yeah, true.
culture-wise, we're the same. But when I worked in a Filipino-led, traditional company, they're very toxic. They really want to push the ladder.
Yeah.
Ako yung boss, sumunod ka sa akin. pwede ako magtaray, mag-shades ako whenever I want because ako yung boss eh, susundan mo ako regardless. Because there was so much hierarchy in place, which now that I'm out of it, sobrang thankful ako that I'm out of it. Kasi a lot of the time is wasted on pa-cool ka lang
Oo.
without actually doing the actual work.
They fear you because
You're up there.
you're up there. In those kind of jobs, mas gugustuhin mo na they look up to you than fear you.
Yeah.
I mean, fear is like, syempre, as part na yun, like, never mawawala yun sa workplace since you would want to have a good standing sa boss mo, syempre, di ba? Kasi hindi mo naman gugustuhin na bakit yung reputation mo with your
But a lot of
colleagues.
time is spent on sucking up instead of doing real work. So I'm very, very happy na I got to see the difference between the two and kind of got my head out of my ass. Ba't ka nagyayabang? There's no point in being boastful. Ba't may pagyayabang yung position mo? Pwede mo naman ipagyabang yung effort mo,
Yeah.
yung credentials mo, yung output mo,
Yeah.
without trying to step on other people or without trying to seem bigger than other people. So, I think that's a big learning for me na medyo lumaki yung ulo ko at that time. Kasi I was a CFO eh. So, syempre, you get that title, everybody's older than you, but you're the boss. Parang lalaki talaga ulo mo. And then fueled by an environment that really believes in the hierarchy.
Okay.
Kahit ano sabihin mo, kahit mali ka, pero boss ka, susundan kita.
Oh.
But at least now, I feel like, at least I think,
Yeah.
na if I'm in the wrong, you guys are really gonna tell me like,
naman.
hey bro, that's a
That's
shit
not-
idea.
yeah.
That's not it, bro. Because we've been able to work in an environment that doesn't instill positions. Even the boss doesn't say that, hey, I own this company, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Diba, wala
yeah.
naman mga ganun eh. So very lucky tayo to be in a workplace like that. A lot of people don't.
Yeah. It's one of a few.
Yeah.
It's one of a few na isipin mo na... Tapos parang alam mo yun, walang inggit.
Oo.
Totoo
Oo,
yun.
yun talaga yung pinaka, like, what the hell? Yun yung pinaka-ayaw ko kapag may mga inggitan. I mean, we call this out din naman eh. Like, why are you inggit? There's no reason for you to be inggit.
Kasi parang...
Stop using that word.
Magkakaiba tayo ng ano eh. So, ba't ka pa mainggit? Like, you will get to that point.
Yeah.
But, celebrate with me.
Yeah,
Alam mo
there's
yun?
nothing to put down. Like, if you want my bag, you're also gonna be able to afford that bag very soon. You want to have, you can borrow it.
Oo,
Like,
totoo.
there's no reason for any negative emotions.
Kaya sabi ko, yung doon sa question a while ago, your colleagues can be your friends, depends on who they are as a person.
Yeah.
Because I've been working with other people for the last few years. I've met people na nakakasama ko lang sa work, pero outside of work, I can't. And they got a hold of me knowing that I answered to their calls, I answered to their messages instantly. So, nung nalaman nila na kaya ko na mag-no sa kanila, na I am doing my own thing, they took that as a bad thing na I changed.
Okay.
So, knowing na I just grew from our toxic behaviors dati na sabihin na natin, laging party laging umaga na umuuwi. Siyempre, before sabihin na natin, out and about pa ako. Pero ngayon, I have responsibilities. And it's the amount of respect that they have sa trabaho ko sana. Sana ma-realize nila na if they can go out and not work the next day, that's on them. Kasi ako, hindi ko kaya na magtrabaho after a night out ngayon. So it's just a matter of understanding sana na I didn't change just because gusto kong ma-realize nila na mas mataas na ako sa kanila. I changed because ayun yung mas applicable sa akin.
And it's what's necessary
Yeah,
for
it
your
is.
career.
Oo. Tsaka I know na if I continue to be friends with them, it's gonna be much harder for me kasi iba yung dynamic naming magkakasama nun. It's just very may inggit, may backstaban, and kahit sabihin nila na very direct sila to the point na sinasabi nila yung mga mali mo, andun pa din yung point na minamaliit ka nila. So which is bad kasi gusto mo in an environment of work, mas gugustuhin mo na happy. Totoo naman. Kaya nga sabi nila, that's why other people are miserable sa work nila because of the people that surrounds them, hindi yung work. Kasi if the people surrounds you sa work is making it bearable for you to go to work, mas gugustuhin mo magtrabaho. Kasi
That's where I feel very lucky in. Kasi like even if I feel anxious, I feel tired, I still choose to show up to work, even if I know I don't do anything, right? I still choose because I know there's like a bond. I know it helps me
Oh.
mentally, and when you're an adult, you realize that there are friends that are good for your future. There are friends that are good for only the present, or not even just the present, or like horrible for
Yeah.
you. So you really need to learn to distinguish the friends that can really help you get the future that you want, or friends that will prevent you from getting that.